I'm a big fan of Khamzat. I don't think he has any reason to toot my horn or to even be humbled. He doesn't have to be. I mean, heavyweights fear him. I just enjoy the sport, you know. May the best man win. I hope they both have great careers.
Jon Jones recently offered his bold take on the highly anticipated showdown between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. Meanwhile, Anthony Hernandez weighed in with a confident prediction that du Plessis will walk away with the middleweight belt. Hernandez praised du Plessis' durability and relentless pace, suggesting those qualities could give him the upper hand. He also noted that Chimaev hasn't had much experience against established middleweights, making this fight a true proving ground for him.
Middleweight title on the line between Dricus and Khamzat. How do you see it playing out?
I think Dricus is going to get him, dude. He's a tough son of a bitch, you know what I mean? And he doesn't gas out. And then, like I've said with Khamzat, I've never seen him like fight like a legit 185. I mean, Whitaker, yeah. But like besides that, everyone else is like 155ers coming up. And so I really want to see him with an actual test, you know what I mean?
Hernandez added that if he were the one standing across from Chimaev instead of du Plessis, he's confident he could push the pace, wear him down, and score a finish in a 5-round bout. He made it clear he's prepared to face anyone in his path to the championship.
If that test was you and you fought Khamzat Chimaev, how would that play out?
I think he gasses. You give me 5 rounds with him, I'll finish anybody. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. I'm here to fight whoever. I want the belt, so I'm going to fight all these sooner or later. Run it. Like, as simple as that.
Jon Jones described the Chimaev versus du Plessis matchup as a massive collision between two highly dangerous opponents. He also reflected on Chimaev once calling him the most intimidating man in MMA, saying it was a huge compliment and a sign of Chimaev's humility and character, even with his fearsome image inside the cage.
Khamzat Chimaev said that you are the scariest guy in MMA.
That's a huge compliment coming from Khamzat. I'm a big fan of Khamzat. I don't think he has any reason to toot my horn or to even be humbled. He doesn't have to be. I mean, heavyweights fear him. And the fact that he has so much respect for me really means a lot. It shows me a lot about his character, his humility to be able to compliment someone in such a huge way.
Jon Jones mentioned that he'll be tuning in for Chimaev's showdown with du Plessis. While he's not taking sides, he expressed his genuine appreciation for high-level martial arts. Jones added that he wishes both fighters long, successful careers in the sport.
Very grateful and honored.
Will you watch his fight against DDP?
Absolutely. I absolutely watch this fight. I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm just a big fan of martial arts. I want to see them both go on and have long, prosperous MMA careers. I will watch the fight for sure.
But you cannot say who is the favorite, right?
No, I don't really have a favorite. You know, I just enjoy the sport. You know, may the best man win. I hope they both have great careers.
Alexander Volkanovski revealed that he's siding with the underdog, du Plessis, in the main event. He described it as a fantastic matchup and said his pick comes from what is observed in du Plessis' performances so far. Volkanovski added that he loves when fights unfold in unexpected ways, as it highlights a fighter's ability to adjust and surprise their opponent. That element of unpredictability, he noted, is exactly what makes MMA so thrilling.
And and the main event here with Dricus du Plessis, I'm going with the underdog. $2.65 here on Sportsbet. Incredible fight this one's going to be. I'm interested to see. Like, again, the thing is, just so you guys know, when I'm wrong, say if the is completely different to what I say, I love that. Remember, I'm going from what I've seen. If they can completely change and show me something I haven't seen or be, you know, show me something that I wasn't expecting, I love that. Let's see if it happens. That's what's exciting about it. It's exciting even me thinking how it's going to go. That's how I think it's going to be. That excites me. If they are able to change it up and do different things, yes, love it.
He went on to say he's interested in whether Chimaev will adjust his approach, maybe leaning more on striking to conserve energy, or going full throttle with his trademark aggressive pressure. Volkanovski questioned whether Chimaev could maintain a new strategy if the fight tempted him back into his usual style. He left the thought open-ended, inviting fans to share their predictions on what Chimaev's game plan might look like.
Let's see what they do. Let's see if Chimaev changes his game a little bit. Let's see if he goes a Khabib route, what he said. Focus more on the striking so he doesn't gas too early. Or does he go powerhouse and come in aggressive? Let me know what you guys think is going to be his strategy? Can he change it? Or if his game plan is to change it, can his instincts let him do that?
Du Plessis' coach made it clear they won't be shying away from Chimaev's wrestling. In fact, their plan is to challenge him in that very area. He labeled Chimaev's style as one-dimensional and dismissed his striking, claiming it's not even up to professional standards. The coach went on to say that Chimaev presents no real threat to their camp, hinting that the real problem in the fight will be Du Plessis himself.
We don't want to try to get away from his wrestling. We want to him up in his game. That guy's one-dimensional. Have you seen his stand-up? I won't even give him a pro license for his stand-up. He doesn't present any problem for us. We are the problem.
Michael Bisping praised Chimaev's standout abilities but questioned whether his gas tank would hold up in a 5-round championship bout. He warned that burning through energy too quickly could be a serious issue, especially with Du Plessis likely to put on pressure from the opening bell. Bisping noted that if Chimaev's conditioning isn't at its peak, he could find himself in real trouble against such a relentless opponent.
He is a very special fighter. However, the cardio could be an issue. Khamzat Chimaev's got a 5-round title fight, and if he does get tired in the first round, as we know, it's going to be a problem because Dricus is going to fight him hard from the opening bell. So if Khamzat Chimaev hasn't done all the necessary training, then Dricus Du Plessis will remain the champion.
TJ Dillashaw spoke about his time training alongside Chimaev, describing the atmosphere as electric and packed with motivation. He noted that Chimaev had his full team with him at the Jackson camp, all fully committed to sharpening his game. According to Dillashaw, the sessions were grueling. Chimaev would push through demanding grappling drills and then put in around 8 hard rounds of pad work. He praised Chimaev's elite-level grappling skills and pointed out that he looked to be in phenomenal physical condition.
It's awesome to be next to Chimaev, to feel the energy he's got going on right now. He's got his whole team out here at the Jackson Media House doing his workouts, and everyone's behind him, everyone's supporting him. You can just feel the energy in the room. He's pushing hard rounds. I think he did like 8 rounds of mitts after he did grappling. So the guy's in tip-top shape, great grappling techniques he went over, and then, crushed mitts. So he's definitely in championship shape already.
Thomas noted that while Chimaev displayed real grit in his battle with Gilbert Burns, that same resilience hasn't been consistent in all of his outings. He pointed to the Kamaru Usman fight, where Chimaev appeared to slow down after securing an early lead. In contrast, Thomas emphasized that Du Plessis is known for ramping up the pace as the fight wears on, especially in the final round, where he refuses to be outworked. Because of this proven stamina and determination, Thomas said he would lean toward Du Plessis if the contest goes deep into the later rounds.
See, I think that comes down to, well, we know that Khamzat has shown to be a dog against Gilbert Burns, so he did that. We haven't seen it often, but we know what it looks like if it gets late with DDP. So I still have to side with, if it's late, I still have to side with DDP, just because we know what he's going to do. We know he's not going to let another human being beat him in the 5th round, right? Like his 5th rounds are just, he really finds another burst of energy to win in the 5th round. So I'm not sure. We've seen it against Gilbert Burns, but we didn't see that with Kamaru Usman. Like we saw him kind of go, yo, I won the first 2, so I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So
he slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah, slowed down quite a bit. So I think if it does go late, I would still favor Dricus Du Plessis.
Yeah.
Demetrius Johnson gave a word of caution to Du Plessis, describing Chimaev as a relentless grappler who stays locked and on control once he gets his hands on an opponent. He explained that when Chimaev closes the gap, the only way to survive is with solid takedown defense and a well-rounded skill set. Johnson broke down how Chimaev methodically works toward his favored positions, breaking down an opponent's base, adjusting angles, securing hooks, and mixing in strikes until an opening appears for a choke or joint submission. He stressed that Chimaev's style revolves around unyielding wrestling pressure, rather than relying heavily on striking battles.
When you look at Khamzat, you have to look at him when he jumps on you, you better be ready for the best. You better have the best wrestling, anti-wrestling and fighting skill ready to rock and roll, because once he locks on, he's going to be looking to go to that position, which I call it home. He's going to sit there and wait, and then he's going to, let's see what you're going to do. Once you start the post, he's going to take out that post. He takes out the post. He's going to jump to the other side, take out the other post, get his hooks in, and beat you up until you give him your neck or neck crank, and he's going to take it. That's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to do anything on the feet. If he could, he would wrestle all day, every day.
Dricus expressed strong confidence that if the fight extends past the second round, Duplessis would have the advantage. He described Duplessis' awkward, unpredictable style as something that can frustrate even the most experienced opponents. Close noted that DDP has a knack for pulling fighters into his chaotic, hard-to-manage kind of fight. When asked where he'd place a $10,000 bet, Close didn't hesitate. Duplessis was his pick to win.
Who do you got in that, Dre?
I think if it goes over 2 rounds, I got DDP, but
if someone's giving you 10K, what are you doing with it?
Fuck, I'm gonna go DDP.
I think DDP too, dude.
He's awkward. Just when you're not like, when people are used to, I think like even like pros and when we spar amateurs do completely different. And you get hit with like, hey, you're not supposed to go that way. It happens. And I kind of see that's how DDP is. It's like he's still kind of green, but
he brings people to his level.
To his level, yeah. Like, oh, this is awkward. And then like,
Sean O'Malley expressed his excitement for the upcoming showdown between Duplessis and Chimaev. He recalled watching Duplessis bout with Israel Adesanya before a training session and being impressed by how Adesanya had control of the fight, right up until the 4th round turnaround. That dramatic shift reminded O'Malley just how dangerous Duplessis can be, making him even more eager to see how he'll handle Chimaev.
DDP versus Khamzat. What is that? Like 2-3 weeks? Like, holy. I just actually watched DDP versus Israel this morning before practice. And dude, Izzy was looking so good in that fight. Like, I remember watching it and thinking, like, I only had rewatched it just this one time, but watching it live, I remember thinking like Izzy looked good, and I kind of, for the most part, dominating the fight. And then that 4th round just kind of got hit up top on the head and just, you know, went downhill real fast from there. But God, Izzy was looking good in that fight. So I'd like to see Izzy come back. Izzy versus Sean too would be sweet. But yeah, Khamzat versus DDP is very exciting for me right now.
Kyle Bochniak admitted he had underestimated Duplessis more than once, only to be proven wrong every time. Looking ahead to the clash with Chimaev, he predicted it might end quickly, possibly in the 1st or early 2nd round, similar to Chimaev's bout with Robert Whittaker. Bochniak gave Chimaev about a 60% chance of scoring an early finish, but also saw a 40% possibility that Duplessis, using his size, strength, and composure under pressure, could fend off the takedowns, weather the early storm, and gradually turn the fight in his favor.
This is crazy because I always bet against DDP and he always shut my mouth. But I'm feeling like this can be a fight as fast as the fight with Khamzat and Whittaker. Like finishing the 1st round or beginning of the 2nd round, you know. 60% of me say that Khamzat will finish this fight like real fast. But 40% says that Dricus, with his size and height and his weight, he's a big guy for the division. I think he can stop the takedowns or even survive the first 2 rounds, and then the fight gets better for him. So I'm 60-40 on these 2 options.
Bochniak added that the longer the fight lasts, the more it plays into Duplessis' hands. He explained that Chimaev's style is built around explosive starts and immediate pressure, but his pace often dips if the early plan doesn't work. Duplessis, on the other hand, keeps pressing forward even when fatigue sets in, dragging opponents into exhausting battles that gradually wear them down. According to Bochniak, once the fight gets past the 2nd round, the momentum typically shifts toward Duplessis.
The longer the fight goes, the more it favors DDP?
Yeah, for sure. 100%, because Khamzat is the guys that go forward in the bell. He's just go at it, and sometimes if things don't go as the way he planned it, we've seen already he gets a little bit tired in the later rounds. So with a 5-round fight, and Dricus is a guy that even after he gets tired, he's still working. He's still making you go in deep waters and making you work. So I think the fight gets real better to DDP after the 2nd round.
Arman Sarukian talked about how much he values being part of Chimaev's training camp, saying he's happy to contribute in any way while also learning from someone with such high-level skills. He praised Chimaev's punching power and world-class wrestling, noting that in sparring, sessions often wrap up fast, with many ending in a 1st-round finish.